If you've been feeling the call to write a book, it is no accident. Your book is needed in the world, so let's make it happen. I'm Nicola and this is the Unbound Writers Club. So probably the most common question I get asked is, how do you actually get started with writing your book? Or maybe you have started the process, but gone off track, got distracted, got disheartened. Like, how do you get back into momentum? And there is a very simple and powerful way of either getting started in the first place or getting back on track with your writing. And that is to connect with the essence, the energy, the spirit of your book. To know that your book, the book you're feeling called to write, the book you are writing, has like this energy of its own, this personality of its own. And you get to co-create with your book. You don't have to do it all on your own. So this was an idea I was first introduced to by Hiro Boga, who is the most amazing woman. I did her, what was it called? Become Your Own Business Advisor program, probably about 10 years, almost 10 years ago now. And one of the ideas she spoke about was like everything has this like deva spirit of its own, like including our business. And, you know, you can apply this to your book as well. The idea also kind of landed more fully when I was reading Elizabeth Gilbert's book, Big Magic. And she talked about ideas and how, you know, they are kind of these beings that are floating around, like looking for somebody to help materialize them into the world. So that helped for me to crystallize the idea that, you know, if we're feeling called to write a book, then there is this energy, this essence, this spirit that is wanting to co-create with us. And actually, when we approach it in that way, like you may think, oh, well, that's not very practical. I just want you to tell me how to get going with writing my book. But actually, this can offer support that is like on all the levels, super practical. Your book can offer super practical support. It can offer spiritual, emotional support, like everything you need, you can get from a connection with the essence of your book. So this is the first thing that I recommend any aspiring author does. Take some time to connect with the energy of the book you are feeling called to write. It gets to be your co-creative partner. And there are a number of ways you can do this. You can like spend some time in meditation, like inviting in the energy of the book you're feeling called to write. Sometimes you might experience it in a visual way. You may see like an actual book. Sometimes the writers I work with like see their book, you know, in a bookshop. They might see the cover of the book. So you might experience it in that way. You may experience your book like as a person. It may be a version of you, like your book may present in that way. You may have more of a felt sense of your book as you come into connection with it. Or you may hear your book speaking to you. You know, you may hear certain words, phrases, affirmations, words of support. The key is to really open up that connection, to get into relationship with your book, to invite in that energy of co-creation, to know like you don't have to do this alone. Like your book gets to offer you so much insight on your journey. So you can do that in meditation. You might, like I like to do this, to go out for a walk and take my book, like invite my book to come on a walk with me. And if I have questions, I will be asking my book, like, you know, what do you want me to express? What do you want me to focus on? You know, what should I share about this particular topic? Like any questions you have, the first place I would go with those would be your book. And, you know, at times it can take a while to create that connection if it's something you're not used to. If you're listening to this, I'm pretty sure you will be open to working in this way, and your book certainly will. Like, as soon as you open up that connection, your book will be like, yes, okay, I've got stuff to tell you. So that is the first step. It's the most powerful way to get going with writing your book. And you can actually ask your book when you connect with it, like, what is my first step? What do I need to focus on first? And see what comes. The answers may not come immediately in that connection, but over the next few hours, days, the answers will drop in. When I first fully felt the call to write a book, my first book, and I said yes to it before I knew at all what it would be. So I'd said yes, like that energetic yes, this is happening. I committed. When I was out for a walk a couple of days later, the title dropped in, Heal, You're in a Good Girl. Like, my book gave me the title. As soon as I had that, I was like, oh, yeah, okay. Like, everything, like the whole idea for the book really landed with me. And yes, you know, I got to figure it out along the way, but my book giving me the title, that helped everything else to open up. So sometimes you may get that. Sometimes you may get a title. Sometimes you may just get like particular details about your book, which can be surprising at times. But experiencing this as a co-created process, a collaborative process with your book is going to make all the difference. That is the most powerful way to get going. If you want a little bit of support with creating that connection, I do have a free connecting with your book meditation. You can download that at, I'm going to try and get the web address right. I should have looked it up before I hit record. But it's nicolahumber.com/connecting with your book. If you can't find it, just reach out and let me know. So do that and take some time to connect and get into writing. Like, once you've connected with your book, and it could just be in this moment, just after you finish listening to me, just take a few moments just to connect, just invite your book into connection. Even if you've done it before, like, see what it has for you today and act on that. Make time for your writing today. All right, my love, I will be back with you again very soon. Here's to co-creating with your book.